Buongiorno YouTube, ¿cómo estai? Hope you guys are doing well. 잘 지내요? Sorry for the inconvenient background here, but we're waiting for a very pressing train right now. We are heading to Colosseum. We're finally in Italy. Let's get started. Today is an action-packed day of Colosseum and who knows what. Anyways, YouTube, I'm excited to show off Rome and the rest of Italy for you guys. Hope you guys are ready for some awesome, fun times in Italy. Let's go. See you in a little bit, YouTube, at the Colosseum. Alrighty, YouTube, we finally made it to the Colosseum. There we go. Yeah, I'm absolutely amazed because when you get out of Colosseo Station, you are, bam, right in front of the Colosseum. Something I never expected, and something honestly that you don't really expect when you in Korean train stations, right? You take the station to Gwangbokgung, or you always have to like walk a bit more. This one was literally like a 2-minute walk just to get over. Not even. It was literally across the street, which is 되게 신기하다. It is so cool. I love this. This is really, really awesome. I cannot wait to go inside. We do have our tickets, so I am gonna just go in line and we'll go and show you off inside of the Colosseum. Alright, YouTube. So actually, before we're gonna go in, we have some time. So we're gonna walk around and we're gonna go up the hill where I believe this is the Roman Forum. I want to try to get a better shot of the Colosseum and try to get the whole Colosseum in its entirety. Maybe do a little bit of explaining of the Colosseum for those who don't know any of the history. Alrighty, YouTube, for a little history lesson of the Colosseum. So we have to go back a little bit to Emperor or King Nero, who was let's just say not the best dude. He the moment I remember of him is that he burned down a good portion of the city, which burned down most of the Pantheon and a good portion of the city, like just set ablaze. And can you guess why? Because this guy wanted to build his own palace. Where did he build it? Right where the Colosseum stands now. Now, as you can imagine, people really didn't like this. So at one point they tried to overthrow him, and I believe he went through, or he killed himself, he did suicide. So the next emperor after him, who was a general, and the general council or whatever chose him to be the emperor, because at the time they usually chose emperors. It wasn't always emperor to son to son. Sometimes it was, sometimes it wasn't. So Vespasian, I think is how you say his name. He needed to do something for the people. He needed to do something that showed he was, you know, helping them and kind of rejuvenate the emperorship. So he decided to take on this project of building the Colosseum. And unfortunately, he died before it was fully completed. But his son, Titus, love that name, kept going in his footsteps and kept building upon the Colosseum, adding to the Colosseum, which we'll see once we go inside, all the cool effects, all the cool things that they've put inside the Colosseum. So we're gonna finish climbing up this hill and then maybe see the Colosseum in its entirety so we can go over more details. Alrighty, YouTube, downside, we can't go up the hill because I believe this is the Roman Forum. I could be wrong, I think that's what that is, but it is paid to go in, but we do have our tickets to go in the Roman Colosseum. So I think we're just gonna go in there, first just walk around the Colosseum and then head on inside. Alrighty, YouTube, we have entered the Colosseum. It truly is a blessing to be inside a place I've always wanted to visit. This is absolutely stellar. Let me go ahead and turn you guys around so you can see the inside. Well, we're not even just inside the Colosseum yet. We're just like in the outside walking paths where the people used to come in. There's like 86 entrances. The Colosseum looks like Swiss cheese now with all the holes. I think these are from a war, maybe? I'm not entirely sure, but I think these were cannon blasts. Some of them markings, but I think a lot of this is from when Italy was attacked. Alrighty, YouTube, we're officially inside the Colosseum. Wow, I'm so happy to be here, YouTube. I can't believe I'm actually here, a place that I wanted to visit since I was a kid. And it's worth it. It's absolutely worth it. Oh, I finally made it to the outside of the second level. But we're not allowed to go on that other side here because that's the guided tour group. But it's so cool that we actually get to see the inside, even if we're not part of the guided tour. So down here, guys, you can see the underground layers where they actually held the gladiators, the animals, and all of that ready to go out whenever they needed to. If you can see way over there, that little trap door, so that was actually something. There was there was an elevator that was below that was controlled by 3 layers of people that would use like cranks to elevate essentially whatever they needed to. And there would be like, sometimes there would be an animal in a cage and it'd be raised next to this box or raised next to this platform, and then they would drop down the floor, and then the lion or whatever would come out and be on the stage. So this wooden stage sometimes would be replaced, and you could see different kinds of stages, different kinds of battles as well. And you can see these little white seats over here. These were the special seats for the people who had lots of money and were high class. Only they could sit there, and I think they had names written on some of the chairs as well, which aren't there anymore. But it's very funny because the whole thing was free. Anyone could come in anytime, but I think those chairs specifically were like the ones that certain people paid for because they wanted to be closer to the action. Because otherwise, if you were just a regular citizen, you would be at the second level, and only men could be at the second level because the third level was reserved just for slaves and just for women. And the reason why they had the women up here was because, again, they didn't want to, a very dumb reason, they didn't want women to see the handsome, sexy, muscly gladiators fighting and then thinking to themselves, oh, they look so much better than my husband, blah, blah, blah. So for a really stupid reason, they put them at the top with the slaves, which does very much suck. We can't see it anymore, but the very, very top here, there might be some hints on the corner here. So you might be thinking to yourselves, what if it's so hot one day? What if it's like super, super burning hot and there's no shade and I want to see the stage below, but I'm burning up? So what did they do? So at the top here, I don't remember if it was Titus or not, or the emperor after him. I think it was Titus. They devised a system of like drapes, red kind of curtains that would drape all the way down and cover up to the middle of the stadium, and it'd be all around the entirety of the Colosseum. And there was pulley systems outside, which maybe we can see like where it stood before, but there are people outside. I think they said it took 100 people to pull them to make sure that these curtains would come down, and it added this really cool shade effect over the Colosseum, and that way the people could enjoy the shows and without, you know, burning in the sun, basically. And I think that's so cool. We can't see them anymore, they're gone. Obviously they're not here anymore, but it would be really neat to see those kind of drape over the stadium once again. And it also added like a nice kind of color effect as well, because they had red drapes. I think they could change the colors as well. We are at the first level outside, which is amazing. We were at the first level inside. Over here, the way that they guide you through the Colosseum is that they have you enter the first level, and then you go up and then kind of go around in here, then outside all the way around, and then come down stairs behind us, and now we can come down and actually see up and close the underground layer, which is super cool. I would love to maybe next time actually walk in, because you can see the people down there. Oh, this is so cool. Can you imagine, YouTube? They actually had the platform, right? The fighting platform where the guys just come from all the way to that white line behind us. That's amazing. And all of this was underground. And yeah, we can still see the Roman letters on the sides here. Alrighty, YouTube, we fully enjoyed the Colosseum. This was absolutely stunning. What a great time. I loved it personally. There was some things that I wish was done a little bit better, but fulfilling a childhood dream of coming to the Colosseum, oh my god, this was really cool. I'm glad I saw the TV special before coming here. I had a lot more knowledge going in, so that really greatly helped the experience to be able to understand the actual history of the Colosseum and all of that. 2 things I would recommend. One, probably get either the guided tour or like pay for the underground thing. I think it would be very worth it, because you can kind of skip through a couple of things and they take you to places where a lot of places you wouldn't be able to go over here. They're very greedy for money. It's just like everything, you have to really pay a lot. I think we paid maybe 30 euros just for a basic ticket. So it might be worth it to get the Colosseum guided tour. Like I said, even going underground might be worth it. Second thing, I do recommend coming early. We did get the 8:30 tickets. We got here a little late, but I think if you get here right when it opens, you might have an easier time going through, taking the pictures you want to. But even then, today wasn't too bad. It was packed, but it wasn't really too bad. But I do recommend getting that early ticket. So also to avoid the sun if you're coming in the summertime, basically. It's pretty hot. It was very, very hot. But overall thoughts of the Colosseum? Great. I loved being here. I loved seeing the history. It's very, very cool. If the Colosseum not for you, I can understand, because it's just, it's an old monument with nothing in there. Not compared to the Sagrada Familia, for example. There's a lot to do, a lot to see, and it's still in use. But here it's not in use anymore. It's just something to see the past, basically. But honestly, 100% worth it. Way worth it to see in person over video. So YouTube, I'll see you next time for another awesome video. And buon giornata. Bye.